So this was a story that I kind of heard about, but I didn't really look into it too much until I saw LeBron tweet out the other day. But he said, the league has got this wrong. Where there's no, no room for misogyny, racism, any of that kind of stuff in the league. And he said the league got it wrong. So apparently the owner for the Suns got in some heat. I think it was last year about some type of, comments he was making that were, not the best, to say the least. And so he ended up getting a like $10 million fine and like a 1 year suspension. So, this was similar to what was his name? Daniel something Snyder? No, not Daniel Snyder. That's with the Washington team. Donald Sterling. Yes, Donald Sterling with the Clippers, where he was recorded saying certain things and he was forced to sell, which, again, that it's a slippery slope. I don't think you could force someone to sell something. To be honest, if you own it, like, being racist is terrible, but it's like, if you own something, bro, like, I'm sorry, you can't. But yeah, so this is ESPN talking about what happened after the suspension and how the league feels, and the players feel around the league about, was it just, and all those kind of things. So if you want to look at this and react to it, if you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button, notification bell, upload every day, Monday through Friday, and leave a like. So let's get right into this.
Prominent players speaking out for the first time in the wake of Suns owner Robert Sarver being fined $10 million and suspended for 1 year. That's following some racist comments, misogynistic behavior, and fostering a hostile work environment. But before we share
triple threat,
Chris Paul and LeBron James had to say, take a listen here to NBA Commissioner
racist, misogynist, and was probably beating on people, verbally abusive.
Investigation unfolded.
So I've talked to some players, and those have been private conversations. I think I'll leave it for the players to speak directly how they feel. I would only say I think.
Okay, so it says the Suns owner is suspended 1 year, fined $10 million, which I know $10 million sounds like a lot, but it is chump change to a lot of these owners. They're billionaires. NBA says investigation found Sarver used the N-word at least 5 times. I wonder if that means he used it at work. Like, was this a private text? Like, what is this? What does this mean?
Disheartening. Same reaction I've had in many cases. I think these are. I think saddened as I was. I think for those players to see that we continue to deal with these issues. I think it's.
Okay, it says NBA found instances of inequitable conduct towards female employees. Okay.
This is a league where, roughly 80% of our players are black. More than half our coaches are black. It's. I will say that none of them maybe are as shocked as I am, living their lives.
Treating employees in a demeaning way, including yelling and cursing.
Oh my God, I can't believe this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, we heard from the players directly, notably Sun star Chris Paul, who's entering his 3rd season in Phoenix. He wrote, quote, "Like many others, I reviewed the report. I was and am horrified and disappointed by what I read. This conduct, especially towards women, is unacceptable and must never be repeated. And I am of the view that the sanctions fell short in truly addressing what we can all agree was atrocious behavior. My heart goes out to all the people that were affected."
So the crazy thing is, like, obviously Chris Paul is like a big, face in the NBA, but he's also the president of the Players Association, and he's obviously on the Suns. So yeah.
LeBron James also took to Twitter to
and
express
LeBron,
his
like I said, I saw this tweet.
Read through the Sarver stories a few times now. I gotta be honest, our league definitely got this wrong. I don't need to explain why. Y'all read the stories and decide for yourself. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. There is no place in this league for that kind of behavior. I love this league, and I deeply respect our leadership, but this isn't right. There is no place for misogyny, sexism, and racism in any workplace.
You definitely hit all three of those out the park.
Or play for the team. We hold our league up as an example of our values, and this ain't it.
That rallied other players to call for Donald Sterling to be banned from the league. There's some differences. Primarily, those statements were made by him and other players before Adam Silver announced that Sterling was banned for life. In this case, they're reacting after the punishment came down. And one thing that I think it is important to realize here is that Adam Silver works for the owners. I know that the league has tried to get away from the word owner in recent years, and there's a reason for that, and I understand it. But the word owner exists because those guys and few women own the league. And the difficulty here is, I don't care where you go in the world, when you have to police yourself, it's very difficult to get fair situations. So it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even agree with that. Like, I understand how it may feel when you say, like, oh, the owners and all that. Like, it's not like they're saying, like, oh, this is your owner. They're literally saying he's the owner of the team. He literally owns it. So, I mean, I get how that goes. But, like they said before with Donald Sterling, it was kind of like, hey, this information came out, players spoke up, and then they decide on the punishment. With this situation, it happened, he got punished, and now they're kind of saying, I'm not saying they didn't say anything, before, but I think that's kind of what he's saying, that, it was maybe a little too late, or it didn't have the same impact. But I'm actually very curious to see what was he saying. I need to look this up. Okay, so the title of this is Allegations of Racism, Misogyny within the Racism and Misogyny within the Phoenix Suns inside Robert Sarver's 17-year tenure as owner. So this stretches back then. So it says, on the evening of October 30th, 2016, at the Talking Stick Resort Arena in downtown Phoenix, Earl Watson is in just his third game as the Suns head coach, faced a tall task: beat the powerhouse Golden State Warriors. Young Phoenix Suns team had been toiling at the bottom of the NBA standings for years, missing the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. After the Suns lost, majority owner entered the coach's locker room and said, why does Draymond Green get to run up the court and say, and he says, the N-word? Sarver, who is white, allegedly said, repeating the N-word several times in a row. That's crazy. You can't say that. So Watson, who's the coach, Earl Watson, who's the coach, who's black and Hispanic, told him you can't say that. And Sarver said, why? Draymond Green says it. And he said, you can't effing say that. The anecdote offers a glimpse into conduct that sources tell NBA that exhibited before since buying the Suns. Interviews with more than 70 former and current Suns employees throughout his tenure describe a toxic and sometimes hostile workplace environment. Some told ESPN that he had used racially insensitive language repeatedly in the office. Employees recounted conduct that felt was inappropriate and misogynistic, including Sarver once passing around a picture of his wife in a bikini to employees, speaking about times his wife performed oral sex on him. Some said the longtime owner fostered an environment in which employees felt they were his property, even once asking one woman whether he owned her to determine whether she worked for the Suns. Man, that's a lot. That's crazy, bro. You know what's even crazier? Like, the fact that you feel so, untouchable that you have a black coach and you have black players and you just come in the room saying, or in the locker room and just saying it. Hey, how come Draymond Green can say the N-word? And saying the word, not even the N-word. He literally said the word. And then the coach tells you can't say it. Your coach, that coaches your team. And you saying, why not? And keep saying it. That is, I literally can't imagine. Oh my god. Said he never called anyone or any group the N-word or referred to anyone in the group by the N-word. I don't use that word. It's abhorrent and ugly and denigrating and everything. Bro, why would they make that up? On one occasion, a player used the N-word to describe the importance of having each other's back. Sarver said, I responded by saying, I wouldn't say, and then said the word. I would say that we're in the foxhole together. An assistant coach approached me a short time after and told me that I shouldn't say the word, even if I were quoting someone else. I immediately apologized and haven't said it ever again. The N-word has never been part of my vocabulary. I don't believe that, buddy. Alright guys, so literally after I finished editing this, we did get news that Robert Sarver will be looking to sell both the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury. So he said, as a man of faith, I believe in atonement and the path to forgiveness. I expected that the commissioner's 1-year suspension would provide the time for me to focus, make amends, and remove my personal controversy from the teams that I and so many fans love. But in our current unforgiving climate, it has been painfully clear that it is no longer possible, that whatever good I have done or still do is outweighed by the things I have said in the past. And this is weird because he literally said he didn't say any of these things, but yeah, that's it. He's going to be $2 billion richer, but that's how it goes. So, I mean, honestly, it's like, I know technically, hey, innocent until proven guilty, but if enough people are saying it, people are calling into anonymous hotline and saying all the same things about the environment and everything, like, it's most likely true, bro. Like, it is what it is, and unfortunately, like, this continues to happen. I don't know what's going to make it stop, but it is what it is. I mean, it sucks, and, you know, like they said, the commissioner's at the mercy of the owners of the teams because they're literally the owners, and he works for them. He has to keep them in check, but I don't know. It's tough. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. What can be done to change this, especially in the NBA, NFL even, which is probably even a taller task, but this stuff just keeps happening. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you on the next video.